What if I told you investing just this much a day can give you $150,000 at retirement? Hello, young professionals. My name is Chris Chelani, and I want to teach you things you were never taught in school. Today, I'm going to tell you the 3 things you need before you start investing. I'll tell you why you shouldn't be fearful of investing, and then I'm going to show you how you can turn this into $150K. By the end of the video, you'll be confident in taking your first steps towards investing. So first things first, before we talk about investing, you need to have 3 things covered. The first is an emergency fund. Experts say the magic number for an emergency fund should be between 3 to 6 months of expenses. This includes rent, utilities, groceries, and all your other expenses. If you're worried you don't have the ability to do that, don't freak out. Start small by saving $500 to $1,000. Setting these goals will help you feel good about your accomplishments and, most importantly, help you get to that 3 to 6 month figure that you need. For a lot of young professionals, that number is about $10,000, but again, do what fits your situation. As this past year has especially shown, jobs are fragile and huge health expenses can come out of nowhere, so it's really important to have this fund in case anything happens. The second thing you need to have under control is your debt. If you have any credit card debt at all, pay that off. In the United States, the average credit card interest rate is 15%. If you're ever wondering how banks make so much money, that's how. In 2017 alone, Capital One made $10 billion just from credit card interest. You should be paying off debt with the highest interest rates first, and credit cards are often the highest. If you have loans from college, you also need to pay that off as soon as possible. Most student loans have a grace period of about 6 months where there's 0% interest, so take advantage of that time and pay off your loans. The third thing you need to have before you start investing is a list of goals. Do you want to retire in 20 years? Do you want to be financially free in 5 years? Are you ready to purchase a home after 10 years? Make some goals for yourself and come back to them every year to make sure you're pushing towards them. Recent articles show that 55% of Americans aren't investing. Some people fear their investments will crash, some people don't have the time to learn about investing, but the biggest reason people don't invest is because they don't think they have enough money. Let me give you some information to break down your understanding of investing. So first, whether you know it or not, you're already investing money and giving someone else the return. Did you know for every $1 you deposit in a bank, the bank makes 4 to 5% return on your money every year? While the bank gives out car loans at 8% interest rate, personal loans at 10%, and receives 25% in credit card interest, you get next to nothing from them. Actually, you get hit with overdraft and maintenance fees. So what you're doing right now is you're giving money to the bank to invest, have them make all the return on that money, and then charge you if you do something that they don't like. Yes, the government ensures your money is going to be there, but what kind of reward is that when your money is making the bank so much profit? That's like letting someone else live in your house for free and then them going around and renting out that room and making all the money. What kind of relationship is that? The point is, the banks are investing in the American economy with your money. So why aren't you? The second thing I want to talk about is a little complex, but you need to know this. It's called dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging is basically investing the same amount of money in the same index over regular intervals, say monthly. Ignore whether the stock market is up or down and ignore the fluctuations in the stocks. Whether it's up or down, you're putting the same exact amount of money into it. So let's look at why this strategy is amazing. With dollar cost averaging, it doesn't matter what happens to the stock market today, tomorrow, or even this month when you're investing for the long term, because the American economy will grow over a long period of time. Let's go back 40 years to show you an example with the S&P 500 index, which includes the top 500 companies in the US. The table next to me shows the values of the S&P 500 in 1980. As you can see, some months it went up and some months it went down. It doesn't matter that the S&P dropped 10% between February and March, and it doesn't matter that it increased $7 in May. What matters is where the S&P is right now, 40 years later. The S&P is currently valued at about $3,200. If you did dollar cost averaging 40 years ago for those 6 months in 1980, you would have paid an average price of about $110. So if you held your money, you would get a return of about 28 times, meaning if you invested $1,000 40 years ago, you would have about $28,000 today. Now, can you imagine if the S&P grows like that over the next 40 years? Wouldn't you want to be a part of that? We said that another reason people don't invest is because they don't have enough money. They don't have that $1,000 to put in the stock market. I'm here to tell you, you don't need $1,000 to invest in the stock market. You can start with as little as this. Let me show you an example with SpongeBob. If SpongeBob invested $2 a day over the course of his working life, do you know what it would become? $2 a day adds up to $60 a month, which adds up to $720 a year. If SpongeBob put in $60 a month at age 20 and received a 7% annual rate of return, it would be $150,000 at retirement. That's right, $2 a day adds up to $150K over the course of 40 years. If you think this is too good to be true, take a look at the financial calculator I added in the description. Interestingly enough, out of the $150K, only $29,000 is from SpongeBob's contributions, meaning that $120,000 is from interest alone. If SpongeBob waited 10 years and waited until age 30 to start investing, he would only have about $70,000 at retirement. On the flip side, if he started investing earlier by a couple of years, say 18, so just say 2 years earlier, he would have $172,000 at retirement. Time in the market is crucial, and as you can see, if you wait 10 years to invest, you could be cutting your retirement fund in half. So I showed this example of $2 a day for a couple of reasons. The first is to show that investing early is crucial, and the second is to show that anyone can invest, even a fry cook. All you need is this. There was a lot of information in this video, so let me break it down to give you a quick overview. Today, we discussed the basics of what you should have covered before you start investing. First, you need an emergency fund of about 3 to 6 months of expenses. Second, you need to eliminate or reduce your debt as much as possible. And third, you need a set of goals. Next, we learned why you shouldn't hesitate to invest, and we learned that banks are already doing this with your money. Dollar cost averaging makes investing less risky for you and should ease some concerns that you have. Finally, we talked about how investing early is crucial for anyone and why you should start investing as early as possible. We even showed how a fry cook can grow $2 to $150K. In the next video, we're going to get started on investing, and I'll show you a step-by-step process that will change your life forever. If you enjoyed watching this, click that subscribe button and comment to let me know what else you want to learn about. Join the Facebook group in the description below if you want to connect with like-minded people and see what everyone else is talking about. That's it for today, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks, young professionals.